Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to Landing America. On today's episode, I invited my friend Aurora to share her immigration story with us. Welcome, Aurora.
Hi, thank you.
How are you doing today?
Very good.
Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Aurora, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Aurora. I'm born in France, but my parents are immigrants too. They are originally from Belgium. I born in France, and after I grew up in south of France, in a very small village of 1,000 people. So I really been raised in the middle of nowhere. My parents didn't have a lot of money, very low income household. So we grew up very, very nicely with my brother in nature and in a house. So it was very nice. And after that, I decided that it was too much. It was not me. It was not who I was. I decided to live where I used to live, even if my parents were not very for that. And I applied to go to business school. I moved from south of France to business school in north, 1,000 kilometers from there, by myself. After that, I went to business school for a master's degree. And so this is who my background, let's say.
How old were you when you moved out of your family house?
I was 19 years old.
After you finished your studies, what did you do?
After I finished my business school, I moved to Paris because I wanted to work in luxury brands like Chanel, Dior, and all of these brands, French brands. I decided to move to Paris because this is where all the headquarters are. And on top of my master, I did an MBA in marketing to be able to do marketing in luxury brand. So I start working in Le Bon Marché, what is a very big. It's like Macy's, like a very big store. And I was a sales manager at this time. And I met my fiance there, with who I stayed for 5 years. And at the same time, unfortunately, my mom got sick. So we took care of her with my brother for a few years. It was very tough moment for us. And when she passed away, I told myself that it's not the life I wanted to live. I was not happy in my life in Paris. I was not happy with my fiance. I had to change. I moved to Caribbean. To explain you the story, it's like a little bit complicated, but so I just applied for jobs abroad without knowing where I wanted to go or what I wanted to do. So I applied, and one day somebody called me and said, Aurore, so you apply for this position. Do you have time to do like 1 hour interview? I say, yeah, sure. But I had no idea which company it was because I maybe sent 20 different resumes all over the world in English and French countries speaking. And so I had no idea. I did this interview for 1 hour without knowing which company. So it was more about characters, like my personality, if it was matching with the company. Apparently it did because they called me again. It's okay, we're going to send you an email. Thanks God I could know the name of the company after this email, so I could do some research. and I accepted the job.
And where was it?
It was for like Digicel. It's a phone, mobile phone company in Caribbean. It's like AT&T or T-Mobile, but for the Caribbean. And so I was a sales manager for them.
But you moved to Caribbean?
Yeah, I said okay. So they called me and said, okay, you can start the job in 15 days, 2 weeks, and I had no idea. So my fiance at this time heard me saying I accept the job. He came to the living room and asked me, where are you going? And I just tell him I'm moving to Caribbean in 2 weeks. It's
Wow.
how like my life just switched the first time, where I decided to just leave everything to move there.
That takes a lot of courage, I think. Also, I feel like there comes those moments when you feel that you're at your lowest or you're down and you really feel that kick within yourself that I need to change things.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm just going for it even if it's something unknown.
Yeah, you're right. It's exactly, I was in the bottom. I was depressed every morning when I was waking up. I'm like, what can be worse than that? Nothing. I think it's when you feel that you are not in the place where you should be that you understand that you need to do something, like to change. Even for sure, when you go out of your comfort zone, it's always hard and always it's always tough to go somewhere you've never been before. But
That's
I
right.
think it's important.
100%, I agree with you, for sure. You moved to Caribbean.
Yes,
How was the story then?
Caribbean was nice. You wake up in the morning, it's sunny, you have the beach, it's very nice. But at the same time, it's small. One week you already did the tour of the island and every place, every restaurant, and everybody.
Can you tell us what island you've
Yeah,
been
it
to?
was Martinique. It's a French island. It's French. It's part of the French, state. It's called Dom-Tom, but it's part of French government.
So the language there is French?
Yes. It was kind of easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's easier, to work because I didn't have to speak English. Because I don't know if you know, but in France, people don't really speak English.
I know.
I don't know why we have a very hard time with languages.
And there are some countries I realized that they pay more attention on their own language instead of learning other languages. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's like the pride or I didn't understand why is it like that. For example, I know that a lot of Spanish countries don't emphasize learning other languages or
Yeah.
English, but also half of the world speaks Spanish.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So it's easy.
if half of the world spoke my Slovak language, I don't think I would be very
Motivated.
motivated to learn English or any other language. So that's understandable. And it's the same with French. A lot of people speak French a lot of places. So.
Yeah, kind of. No, I don't think because we are kind of lazy. And I guess you're right. We are very chauvinist, so we like our country, so we don't understand why we will have to learn something else, I
Plus,
guess.
French is beautiful. So,
Yes.
how long have you stayed in Martinique?
So I stayed for 7 months. And after these 7 months, I received the paperwork that I get a green card.
For
So this is another story that I need to tell you. When I was 21 years old, my dad won to the lottery, the green card lottery in France.
oh, nice.
Yes, he got with his new wife, who are not my mom, of course, obviously. So they got the green card, but unfortunately, I was 21. I just turned 21, so I couldn't get it. I had to, so I applied for F2 visa, what is family regroupment visa. So it's for every unmarried kids more than 21.
Okay. And your father moved to the United
Yes,
States?
he moved right away to the United States with his family. Me and my brother, we stayed in France, of course, and my mom. So yeah, it's how he gets the green cards.
And you applied right away when he got it?
Yes,
And
I
so-
applied right away.
And how long did it take to get it?
8 years.
Oh my God, that's a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is ways to accelerate the process. Somehow maybe with lawyers or I. We didn't look for it at this time because I was in business school. I started my business school when I was 21. So it was for me. I wanted to finish my studies before anyway that I moved. So for me it was perfect. This way I could wait until I was ready.
Have you thought about America before your father got the green card?
Never,
Never?
never. To be honest, it's never been my dream to go to America. I mean, I never traveled in my life. Before I was 21 and I went to business school and I did internship abroad, I never traveled because my family didn't have money. So they never took us anywhere in vacation, never took the plane, So for me, it was I never thought about living in another country.
I can relate
Before.
to that. I also was flying first time when I was 21.
Yeah.
First time I saw the beach when I was 21. We also didn't travel abroad much. But I think that was my motivation because I did few trips, with school to Germany here and there, and I
Yeah.
saw that the world is so different from where I live, and that was something that made me want to travel more and explore more and go. Okay, and I would like to know everything about that process.
We decided with my dad because obviously he thought that I would have more chance and more opportunities in America. So he told me, I think it's important if you can apply. So I guess it was less than $1,000 application. So it was not very expensive. And so I fill out all this paperwork with a birth certificate that we were related. And at this time, it was only green card, so permanent resident. It was not as fast as if he was American citizen.
Yes.
So for my brother it was different because he did it as a permanent as a American citizen.
So he applied later?
He applied later, yeah, but he's still waiting. So it's already, I guess it's already 6 years of 7 years he's waiting right now. So it's still long, the process. But birth certificates, as you are related, all his papers, and I think he needs to be the garant of you, to show sponsor, exactly, to be the sponsor. Sorry, garant is in French. He needs to be the sponsor, and that's it. And after I was just waiting, we had access to a page on the embassy website. You can see when your application gonna be taken care of. So they tell you in 18 months, 24 months, so you can see that it's coming.
Okay.
So you can plan, start planning your life and around that.
That was exciting.
Yeah, kind of.
And did you have to go for any interview?
Yes, so after I got the interview, I had to go in Paris for the interview.
To the embassy?
Yeah, to the embassy, and I had to do blood test too, because they want to check about few things to be sure that you don't have a certain
medical conditions or something.
medical condition, and AIDS too. They check if you don't have AIDS.
Wow.
Apparently, it's one of the criteria that if you have it, you cannot have the green card.
Okay.
I had no idea. So yeah.
I believe there is a lot of exclusions that disqualify you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you did some medical examinations. How was the interview?
The interview was very easy. Like they are just checking if you speak English, if you do something, if you will be able to work somewhere in America. So me, I had a master's degree in marketing, so he was not very worried.
And that interview was scheduled while you were already in Martinique, or was it before?
So I was in Martinique, yeah.
So you had to fly back to France?
Yeah, a few times. I was flying back already anyway to see my family or to see my brother. So I was flying back. So yeah, I flew back to Paris.
Did they tell you right away that you got your green card on the interview?
So between the months, it was in October that I got the letter, and I got my interview in May. So I had to wait 8 more months to get the interview.
So when you received your green card, you went to the United States right away?
Yes.
You left your job in Martinique?
Yes.
And
Once again.
And how many years have you been in Martinique?
So I stayed not even 1 year, less than 1 year.
Okay.
So it was very quick.
And you didn't change the climate much, right?
No,
you're
exactly.
Still in tropical.
It was the same, but bigger, right?
And much bigger. Yeah. Why did you decide for Miami? Is your father here as well? Or
no, sorry. So I didn't move right away to Miami. It's a pretty bigger, longer story.
Where did you go?
So my father lives in New Jersey. So I went first to New Jersey for 2 months maybe to receive, because you receive your green card by mail, and because at the beginning you just have your passport and you have your visa. So after you need to go back to America, and you need to receive your green card by mail. And you also got your social security card. And yes, so I received all of this in maybe less than 1 month. I went to, of course, open like a phone number, like a line, mobile, and I opened a bank account because for me it was important to start building my credit score.
Mm-hmm.
This is another, I guess, other subject, but yeah, it's very important when you arrive in America to start building your credit score.
After 2 months in New Jersey, where did you go then?
So then I told my dad I'm leaving. So he was surprised. I say, "Where are you going? Like, what are you gonna do?" I say, "I don't know. I need more sun because it's kind of cold in New Jersey, and I don't really like cold and snow." So I moved to Los Angeles.
Nice.
Yeah. So I had no idea. I never been to Los Angeles. Like I always listen my intuition and signs and everything, and I don't know. I just went there. So I took my two suitcases and I moved there.